What's going on, Legionnaires? Welcome to another episode of the Legion Comic Correction. We talk all things in comic books. Woohoo! Oh man, we're doing a good old-fashioned comic news this week. It's been a minute since we've done
Nothing happened. All right, have a good week.
A lot's happened, and
Just
most
kidding.
of it's things we don't like. But some of the things we do like. So we're gonna talk about a few heavy-hitting subjects. And then we'll just kind of go over the landscape of comic books, movies, and TV and stuff for the next little bit. So we're gonna do that. You good?
Yeah. What?
I see all this movement out of the side of my eye, and I never know what's actually happening, and I kind of fear for my life because you hit me with the lightsaber multiple times recently. All right. If you like comic book podcasts,
As you should.
This is the place to be.
He just wants to keep you on your toes.
I don't blame him.
Mm-hmm.
I got the boot
Now that
off
you got
so
him
I can
back.
move.
Now you got 5 of them back.
No, he's got to break that again.
No, please no. If you like comic podcasts, like and subscribe. Hit that bell if you haven't already. That way you know when all our latest episodes come out, and you can help the almighty algorithm push our videos to the top.
It's almighty.
If you want to help out in a little bit more of a personal way, you can go down to those links in the
send us
description
notes
below. You could.
Personal.
We like notes. Drop
Do you
comics.
like us? Yes, no, maybe.
Ooh.
Circle one.
E.
You can add an other and explain.
Don't do that.
You could. Or you could go to our website down below.
That's confusing.
LegionofCC.com, where you can help us out by buying sweet merch. I like that.
It's
Sweet
old.
merch. I like this. And sweet merch like all of that over there.
Minus these batarangs.
Minus the battery. And
Not
you,
for sale.
you're off the table.
I
You're
am
off the table.
Well,
I am betrothed now.
Betrothed.
She betrothed me.
easy come, easy go.
Easy come.
Yeah.
You call me what?
You were selling yourself for like
You were.
a couple thousand. Now you started
Yeah.
real low.
And you guys sold me for $6.
Yeah, well, hey man, you gotta go for a deal.
We weren't getting any offers, man.
Go for
You know
a
what
deal,
$6
man.
could buy you?
What?
A Wawa sandwich.
Wawa Classic
Wawa
Hoagie.
Hoagie Fest.
At Wawa Fest.
They're not sponsoring
Hoagie
us.
Fest.
They could.
So
They
you
could.
need to like
Could you sponsor us, Wawa?
get us sponsored.
Yeah, let's do it. We're from
All right.
Philly.
We
All
can
right.
do that.
If you want to help us in an even bigger way, you could join our Patreon down below. There are
Patreon?
3 tiers. They get you
Patron.
stuff like voting on future conduct.
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 Well, it's kind of.
Future
Our
conduct.
Our
conduct
conduct.
reflects your votes.
Ugh, future content.
If you support us, you will support our conduct.
You can also see behind the scenes artwork and videos and extra podcasts and get content earlier. So get on that if you want to help us support there. All right. We're going to talk about some comic news now. We got 2
You
main
better.
things.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
I'm going to explain it all.
I'm in no mood, so you better give us some good news.
Well,
If you give us bad news,
Breaking news.
you are going to be the one who pays for it.
Oh, no.
With blood.
I already broke my foot. You gonna break my other foot?
That was child's play.
Oh, okay. Oh. I knew it was you on my
Easy,
sidewalk
Chucky.
at 5:30 in the morning. You're out there
They're
slipping me.
smoking.
Scurry's wait.
He opens the manhole cover.
Yeah, that's how I got away. You got it.
Do you understand how heavy manhole covers are?
Not
They're
to me.
super light. They're like they're making a styrofoam, aren't they?
I struggle moving
5
one
pounds.
with a crowbar. That's a lever.
That's a lever.
Is that with or without electric eels?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I always have electric eels on.
True.
me.
He's got them up
Yeah.
his sleeves.
Yeah.
You know, when you give a handshake, if you ever feel a little jolt,
on.
it's
Eels
one
and
of those eels.
escalators.
Up. All right.
We're off the rails.
We're off the rails.
It's really late. All right.
It's not even.
It's really
We're
not.
just that
What
tired.
time is it?
Time for you to
10
get a
o'clock.
watch.
10 o'clock. I have.
And you have off tomorrow.
This man here
It's still late. Just because I have off doesn't mean it's not late. All right. Our first major story
doesn't have any eels.
that our first major story we're going to be talking about is one that has to do with the MCU and its future.
Big story.
Yeah, we've done a lot of these. We're kind of talking about what the MCU looks like, the landscape of that, where it's going, whether we trust Big Kev or not. And we've got some of that
Trust him
confidence
more
back.
than James Gunn.
More than the DCEU.
More than DCU.
DC poo.
DC poo. DC poo. All right. It's actor Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
All right, Jonathan Majors, as you guys know, Ant-Man and the Wasp,
terrible movie,
Quantumania to some people, but I think most people agree that Jonathan Majors did a great job in it. That he was really a good.
He's a solid actor.
He as the actor did well.
Yeah. Jonathan Majors as an actor is very impressive.
Getting his butt kicked by Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he stole the scenes a lot of times when he was on screen. He was really good, and we were excited because Kang is the push for the MCU. Right, we've got Avengers Kang Dynasty coming up.
It was,
and what that looks like. So Loki season 2, he's supposed to be Victor Timely in that.
Mm-hmm.
So the big question,
he is Victor Timely. That's done. That's post credits and wrapped.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. So the big question mark on the board right now is that he had some allegations thrown his way in June, I believe, where he was charged with misdemeanors, including assault. It was in March, actually.
I was going to say, it is June now.
Earlier. Yeah, you're right. March. Including assault and strangulation towards
those are misdemeanors?
This says charged with misdemeanor, including assault.
We've got a misdemeanor.
Domestic violence.
All whacked out.
Maybe it's heavier than that. That's just what
I wouldn't be surprised
if it was. Los Angeles Times
is
says.
Assault
A misdemeanor.
I think it depends on the level.
Yeah, I know. So regardless, this young lady has brought charges against him. She had bruising around her neck, and the call was made. There's differing reports on whether she made the 911 call or actually whether he made the 911 call. And there's also reports that there is video footage of her leaving him without any injuries, coming back with them. So that kind of corroborates the idea that he called because he was worried about her. There's also reports that she and him got into a yelling match and that he went after her, but then there's people that said they saw that and it didn't happen. So there's reports going all over the place with all different kinds of things. Nobody is really sure what's going on, but the actual trial is set for August 3rd. So it's coming up. And because of this, though, most places are pulling away from him. Yeah. So we see his talent agency has dropped him. Yep. The U.S. military was doing an ad campaign with him. They dropped him.
Yep.
Disney has been really quiet about it, but they've removed him from the marketing for the most part.
Yep. Even when especially around Ant-Man.
Yeah, they didn't even kind of mention him. His name needs to be mentioned because of contract, but he wasn't like in the previews and things like that. Yeah. So they're being smart. They're pulling back, like, and kind of seeing where everything lands. They made a really big jump with James Gunn, if you guys remember, a while back, and kind of just dropped him immediately, and then went back on what they said. So at this point, Jonathan Majors is innocent until proven guilty. We don't know what's going to happen, but the MCU needs to make a decision. They need to figure out what they're doing. You mentioned Loki being done. Loki's release date was originally earlier. It's now been pushed to the fall, or maybe even December. I can't remember.
Interesting.
And the rumor around the street is that it was pushed because of major reshoots. So, question is on the table, guys. What do we think is going to happen? And if Jonathan Majors gets removed, or if he gets convicted of this, or if things get really, hot water and they decide to kind of drop him, what do we think the MCU should do? How do we think they should move forward on this? What do you guys takes? What do you guys think? Who wants to go first? Rock, paper, scissors?
I got it. I'm going to just outright say I'm going to come quick on it now. I think he gets recast. I think he is dropped. Disney is too large of a monopoly, let's be honest. For them to wait on an outcome of a trial to make decisions on this, because this could be pretty dragged out. There could be a lot that goes along with it. And also, if there is really any fault in any way, this is Disney. Disney doesn't touch this stuff with a 10-foot pole. You used James Gunn as an example of moving really quickly with it, but I have a feeling, they're going to probably look at stuff and still move pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet there is more language since James Gunn put into contracts around even just ethical behavior, that somebody can have their contract terminated based on just what they would deem inappropriate behavior of any sort to their discretion.
Sure.
And Jonathan Majors, although at one point kind of bullied Disney, which was an impressive story around how they kept him waiting, and then he just walked out on them.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they brought him back to the table. They got him to come back.
Yeah.
I think this is their, I don't want to say opportunity, because I don't view it as an opportunity in any way, but I think they are going to take this as timing to move on from him. And I think they are going to try and recast and do it in a creative way. Let's be honest.
Right. Variants, right?
Variants and time travel that they have introduced in different ways allows really a lot of opportunity to do that in a way that's not going to cause people to really question it. They've also done it successfully in the past. Rhodey,
with like Rhodey,
was recast by Don Cheadle.
Bigger difference though is that War Machine was not the crux of an entire phase.
100%.
So that makes it a little different.
We know Kang has a lot of different looks.
Yeah, and we saw the giant Council of Kangs. And some of them didn't look anything like Jonathan Majors.
Right.
So we could end up grabbing one of those.
You could see a time. Also, I think we have a Kang that got sucked in to the portal at the end of Endgame. Or not Endgame, I'm sorry. At the end of Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yeah, where the polarizing quantum, things.
They could use that as a way to describe he does something that has a ripple effect on all of the variance and time to make him different.
Yeah, they could. They definitely kind of lucked out in that, because it's a whole variant thing. The hardest part is going to be the Loki thing, because it's like they then filmed the entire, like if they had just one movie where Kang looks like that.
Yeah.
But now they have 2 TV shows and a movie where Kang looks like that. It gets harder to be like, well, actually, he's just a different person.
Here's the other
with
thing.
The variant, they could. Yeah.
I think they are going to take note of what just happened with the Flash.
Sure.
And not make the same mistake.
Sure. Yeah.
Because if there's even any hint of foul play, people are going to then push back, boycott. And we saw that happen very clearly with the Flash, with Ezra Miller.
Yeah, right.
And let's talk about it. Disney is bottom line basics. They are about the money.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and they're about their family-friendly image as well.
Family-friendly, family-friendly image and money.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're trying to be a smart business, for sure. And it's just tough. It's really tough. They plan so much around this guy. They're put in a really weird spot.
I know,
and it stinks. And we hope and we pray that he did not do these things. We hope
for everyone's sake. I mean, that's terrible.
Yeah, we don't want
for
this guy
everyone involved. That's terrible for everyone involved.
And we love him as an actor, and we loved his performance, and we don't want him to be convicted of this. We would rather him be innocent, and then find out that this is not the case, and he
go his way. If he actually did it, we would want him convicted of it. I want to be clear. I want to be clear.
But we want him to
I don't want him getting off for something he did. No. That's also like a reality here that's
he could have done this.
And
but
so we have to deal with that fact. 100% innocent until proven guilty in the court of law.
100%.
Not necessarily
companies can drop before something like that happens.
Now, not in the court of public opinion, and not in the court of private
privatization,
private organizations.
Yeah, I did see this before, Harry. Before you make a mention on your points of this, I did. Entertainment Weekly just put out something about a little update for it just a couple hours ago. So it says, this is from Entertainment Weekly. The Marvel actor denied causing the injuries in the report and maintained that he was not violent toward his accuser, alleging that she was the one to become violent while accusing him of texting with another woman. This connects to an earlier observation that had been made by a witness that she was the one being mad at him, not him being mad at her, and she was the one who got aggressive. It goes on. Major's attorney, Priya Chaudhry, says this, quote, "From the beginning, we have said Jonathan Major is innocent and provably the victim here. Last week, for the first time, Mr. Majors met with the NYPD to present them with evidence of what really happened on that night. So, interesting. I wonder if he was kind of hoping it would just be dismissed and that he wouldn't have to kind of come forward. I mean, from what we've seen, it seems like he cares about this young lady and doesn't want necessarily to make things worse. It doesn't have to be. It'd probably just kind of make it disappear. But it seems like because it's going to trial now, he's coming forward and saying like, no, this is actually what happened,
right?
And kind of presenting evidence of his own, that he's the one who actually was assaulted and that he wasn't the one who made that incident. So I don't know. What do you think, Harry?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all have the pretty much same opinion as Logan. Is that like obviously if there's truth here, we want it to be found out. So if the truth is that he did do that, then yeah, he needs to do the crime, you do the time. So
right.
Well, when you're that rich, you don't really do the time. But anyway,
maybe.
Especially since apparently it's a misdemeanor for assault. So
it was then. That was an accurate term.
It's a major misdemeanor, but
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's in the same category as drug possession, prostitution, and petty theft.
Gotta love this country.
Very interesting. That's the state of Pennsylvania. So I don't know if LA is different, but
no, he did. It happened in New York.
Okay, so I don't know if it's
New York.
But anyway,
go on.
But they called it simple assault. So I would assume that that's simple assault. I don't really know. You know what I mean? So
I believe she just said like she didn't have any injuries other than like bruising. Like I don't think it was like she wasn't actually like nothing was like really damaged on her. Like no broken bones. No, like whatever.
So I think they put in the same comparison of like two people beating like. We'll say two adult men being in a fight at a bar.
Right. It was like it's under the domestic
and they're both
violence
pressing charges. So like
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think we all really liked him as a character. I think he had a lot of I don't know what the right word would be, but charisma and like other things like that. That he like be like, okay, this is.
He had a lot of the right qualities for Kang, especially.
Sure. And it seemed like he actually cared.
A presence.
Right. He actually like seemed to care about the character he's playing.
Yes, agreed.
So, I think he did an excellent job in all the films that we've seen him in so far, especially in Loki.
Oh yeah, He Who Must Not Be Named was freaking amazing.
That'd be Voldemort. But
you're right. He Who Remains.
Cyclops.
Yeah. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, if honestly, once again, I think unless this gets like figured out quickly and it gets like hushed pretty quickly, because honestly, I don't think a lot of people know about this.
No,
it's not in like the major news circuits. But so if you don't
follow
like comics and comic news and things like that, I don't know if you'll necessarily hear it.
I don't think hush is gonna make that work though.
I don't know.
Well, it depends on if it's like conclusive. If they go in on August 3rd and it's like closed shut, it's like this was just a
no. I agree with that, but I thought what you let me excuse what I meant to say is if there's like a settlement.
Oh yeah,
like if that's the way that this gets handled, and not
you're saying nothing but him being proven right. You're saying anything but him being proven right. He will not be Kang.
They'll move.
That's my belief.
Yeah, maybe.
I think if it quickly gets diminished and like hush, I think there's a chance because of how much money they've put into it already. Now, granted, they don't care about money.
Yeah,
obviously,
Disney
has billions of dollars to burn. But that being said, I just don't know who they're gonna prize for that role.
I was gonna say who would you cast if you were to remove like if you were to think just of all the people.
For Kang?
Who would you put as Kang? Like, who would you cast as Kang? As a good villain for Kang? We don't really know a lot about how they're going to portray Kang, other than he's like a megalomaniac who wants to, rule the multiverse. But who would you cast as Kang? I was trying to think of that myself. My mind immediately went to Mads Mikkelsen, but he's already been.
Yeah,
he was Caecilius in Doctor Strange. I just love him as a villain. But yeah, who would you put as Kang?
I don't
know. I never saw that movie, actually.
Yeah, I didn't see Tenet.
I never saw it. Who would you cast? This is open on the floor. I'm trying to think as well.
You could cast his brother.
Jonathan Majors' brother?
No. Mads Mikkelsen's brother.
I was like, Jonathan Majors has a brother?
He's just been cast as, why am I forgetting it?
Oh.
Grand Admiral
Thrawn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
maybe.
is that.
I mean,
if you've seen him in
Kang
Sherlock,
in
Sherlock, he's got that cool, calculating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
presence.
He doesn't have to be like super buff and powerful. He just needs to be like he needs to be more mentally powerful.
Right. I mean, we're talking.
Yeah.
We talked about this before, but Kang is a different villain.
Yeah.
Than
right.
Thanos.
Than a Thanos. He's not a big bruiser brawler.
No. He's going to use his tech, and he's going to use his brains, and he's going to use his strategy to beat you. Frankly, he shouldn't use his power. There shouldn't be
it shouldn't be all power.
That's why he got beat by Ant-Man.
Yeah,
because all he was using was power.
Right, he let his strength go to his head. He didn't.
That wasn't his real power.
Right,
that was his brute power.
Yeah,
or bronze, as they say.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a really hard question.
Yeah, I don't know who. Drop it in the comics if you know. If you have an idea of like who you would want to be James Marsden, who you would want to be Thanos. I mean, not Thanos. Kang.
There's only one. Idris Elba would be great.
Idris Elba, that's real good.
But he's Heimdall.
I know.
Yeah, but if they make him enough of a variant that he doesn't look like Idris Elba,
Idris Elba.
Disney doesn't do that.
I know.
Idris Elba would be great.
You can't cover Idris Elba's face either. So he sells it. It's his face, man.
I don't know.
Vin Diesel.
You know who would have been decent is the guy that who was in John Wick. He was
which one?
He's in all of them, but he just died. He's the guy that stands behind the desk. He was in The Wire.
Oh yeah.
But he died. Yeah. He died. Very sad, actually.
Donnie Yen. What about Donnie Yen?
No.
He's got some good acting chops. He could do it.
He doesn't have a presence. Like he doesn't have like a physical presence.
Maybe not. Yeah, probably not.
Donnie Yen is Donnie Yen's
you know what?
Underestimated.
A little old,
presence.
But what about Denzel?
Oh yeah, Denzel would be good. He's not that old.
He's pretty old for that role.
Now,
That'd be pretty interesting.
But Jamie Foxx.
No.
He's Electro, but that's in another. That's in an alternate universe.
I know, but he's still.
Yeah, it's true. He's in the.
No.
Morgan Freeman.
No.
Man.
Christopher Walken.
Oh my goodness.
No, he's Emperor Shot him.
Ant-Man can beat me again.
Which I'm actually like, it's the only question mark.
Which Avenger are you?
It's the only question mark I have in all of Dune.
Yeah.
What about Ray Romano?
The only difference between you and me is that when I wake up in the morning, I step on Avengers. How about
Deborah?
How about Daniel Day-Lewis?
I mean, that'd be real.
Oh, stop it.
He can do anything.
Well, that man could.
How about Gary Oldman?
He would just travel.
He can do it too.
He would just travel to a multiverse and actually become a conqueror there, then come back
Patrick
and be like, I lived it.
Yeah, I don't know
Patrick Stewart?
Sir Patrick Stewart?
Ian McKellen, if he was like 10 years younger.
Yeah.
He's getting too old.
We're getting way out there. Right, we need to rein it back
in. If you have a good idea.
Christopher Lee.
He's not alive anymore.
What?
Ian McDermott. The Emperor Returns. It's a crossover we need. Drop it in the comments if you know. We're really not concerned. It'll happen, but we want to know. We want answers. We want to know who's going to be Kang. We want to know how it's going to work. I want to know what's going to happen in Loki. That's coming out soon.
David Spade.
David Spade. Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Is he trying to communicate with us?
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. Holy cow.
Oh man.
There's some
good. Hey man, they're out there.
Choices.
Some of them might work.
Solid. Some of them. They're not all first round draft.
They won't work.
What about?
Long pause.
I forget his name.
Dang it. Way to go.
Rocky IV.
Rocky IV?
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
Let's say, what about Mr. T? Mr. T's still living, isn't he?
He is.
Oof.
He is.
Young Mr. T would be sweet.
I don't know.
When he was Clubber Lang, man. He was
Clubber
jacked.
Clubber Lang.
That was a great character.
He had way too many chains.
Some would say not enough.
Do you understand, Mr. T?
It's his thing, isn't it?
It's like saying like Vin Diesel doesn't need any more family members.
Family. All right. Well, we're going to move on from this story. So we'll keep you guys updated as we know more, as you know more.
What else is going on?
All right, we got a few more. We got one more big one, and then we will jump into just kind of like an overview of the landscape of the comic world as we move into the rest of this year. But big announcement here. James Gunn has revealed who his Superman legacy actor is for Clark Kent. And then also, who is going to be playing Lois Lane as well. So
he looks exactly like Henry Cavill.
He looks a lot
young,
like Henry Cavill.
Less attractive Henry Cavill.
He's pretty attractive, right? Come on.
Here's what I'll give you. He's a young, bearded Henry Cavill. That's what he is.
Well, yeah, he has a beard in this picture, but
Henry Cavill had a beard in Man of Steel.
He started with a beard.
Yeah,
that's true.
So exactly like that.
Got it. So this guy's
except like 50 pounds lighter.
Got it.
Pretty much. I'm looking. Here we go. Okay. All right. Great. I looked up
because
like
Man
4
of
articles.
Steel,
They didn't have his
that
name.
man's
right
arms were tree trunks.
Oh my word.
He was really big.
He was. I think that's the biggest he ever was.
Well, we'll see. This guy can get big. Remember, he wanted he wants a younger Superman kind of a thing. He's looking for.
So he went out and got
a younger Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill actually got reverse aging done.
Man, he does look. Even
he's exactly like
even without the beard.
Put up a picture.
Even without the beard, he kind of looks.
You need to put a side by side. Put a side by side.
A beard, no beard.
You need to give some. Anyway. And Harry's struggling with it because he knows it's true.
It's super true. All right, so
but he's not as cool.
No, I'm not.
Henry Cavill.
We don't know yet.
I don't know. Hold on. This is a real question. Drop this in the
comments. Before Superman, that was
who do you think? Boss.
Yeah, he was boss in that.
Who do you think is more of like a comic / like sci-fi nerd that has
Henry Cavill?
That no, I'm not compared to this guy. I don't even know who this guy is. I'm saying then any other actor that's like
then Henry Cavill?
Henry Cavill.
No, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Henry Cavill's the most because he missed his callback from Zack Snyder because he was playing Warhammer 40K.
No. I'm not.
He is.
I'll never argue that.
Yeah,
I'll never argue that.
He's the only person he has earned the right to be like the nerd's like best character.
I can't
best
wait.
Actor.
I can't wait until they bring him into the MCU and don't let him go like DC let him go. Like just bring him in and make him amazing. He's.
What do you think they'll make him?
Well, I wanted him to be Hercules.
Do you follow him on any
social
media?
I know. That's what I say. I wanted him to be Hercules.
He's not going to be Hercules.
He's not
going to
be.
Great Hercules.
He would have been a fantastic Hercules.
His level at this point warrants a
bigger role than Hercules. Sure.
I think I would love him to be Sentry.
Ooh.
I think he would be a really cool Sentry.
That's actually really interesting. But they'd have to do.
He used to have to be blonde, but he was white haired in Witcher.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about his hair color. I'm not worried about his hair color. I'm worried about a storyline being built around the man.
Sure, 100%. But I think he'd be a good Sentry.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right. Well, this isn't Henry Cavill, unfortunately. This is a guy named David Cornsweet. Sorry,
he failed already. Cornsweet.
David Cornsweet.
Cavill. Just doesn't work.
Oh, it's very similar though. It's both a sound, right? Oh,
there's a cut in there.
It's David, first letter sound.
Yeah, 2-syllable first name. David Henry. Come on. All right, and then
they are similar.
Yeah, 100%. And then Rachel Brosnahan, the girl from
These are rough
Miss
last
Maisel,
names.
The girl from the Marvelous Miss Maisel.
You know,
she's playing Lois.
What?
This is proving that this is gonna be a garbage movie.
I don't think so. I think it. I want to look. Why don't you look up the other Superman guy?
I've literally.
Well, I'm going to look up the. Well, actually, we know what Lois Lane is. I just want to know what he's done. If he's done anything,
we can't.
David Cornsweet.
There's nothing to stand on.
Sounds like corn
There's
sweat.
nothing to stand on to say that this will be a good movie.
You know how old he is, or how tall he is?
6'4". Holy crap!
6'4".
He's got the height.
He's got the right build.
He's got the right.
Or he will have the right build.
He'll beef up
once they start injecting him with steroids.
Yeah, open up his. Somebody did an AI of him. Open up his IMDb. See what he's done.
IMDb.
His IMDibble.
He has done Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill at parties. He goes to parties as Henry Cavill.
Wait, what was his name again?
David. You're looking right at David.
I know it.
Cornsweet.
I guarantee you, if you showed that photo to somebody and you were like, "This is Henry Cavill," when he was younger, they'd
probably be like, "Yes, he does. He looks a lot like him, like even more so."
Do you think James Gunn was like, "All right,
Pearl,
I need you to find me
both ways.
a Superman type.
We own the city
that looks like Henry Cavill." Do you think he just went out and was like,
Payday?
What a Henry Cavill
Journey 3000.
Well, if you look at like Christopher if you look at like Christopher
Nobody
Reeve,
knows any of these films.
No, he's nobody, which is good.
He was in House of Cards for one episode.
I don't care.
If you look at Christopher Reeve and Henry Cavill, like it's the Superman look. Like it's like there's something about it's the chiseled jaw.
Yeah, this guy has nothing.
White guy with dark hair, and like it's kind of like it's just the typecast that they're looking for. So kind of, I bet you they probably did. We're like look for a younger Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
but
and they found him.
I'm glad to nobody. Like that's what we kind of wanted.
Yeah,
for Superman, and hopefully he'll be good. And then the rumor out there, so those are confirmed. The rumor out there is that Jensen Ackles is in the talks for Batman.
I wouldn't hate it.
I mean, either he's a little young.
He's a little young. Oh, for what they're trying.
Because they're doing Batman with Damian. So Batman's got to be like in his 40s at least.
How old is he?
He was born he's 45. Okay, he just doesn't look 45.
My man's 45.
Yo. Does that? I better look like that at 45.
You won't.
I'm not going to. Like that's amazing. He looks like I would have guessed like.
I will, but you won't.
Yeah, stop it. You already look older than this. I would have guessed.
That was give me 5, man. That was a great comeback.
Listen,
that was well done.
I would have guessed 31.
No. No.
You would have guessed older than 31?
Yes, 100% I would have guessed older
35.
than 31.
Maybe 35.
I probably would have said 36.
But that's still crazy.
I probably said 36.
Still 45 though. That's 9
He's an
years.
He's an accurate.
Yeah, he's
time frame.
He's the right age and he's the right height. And
you're 47 years old, so I was able to aggregate against that.
He's the right age,
and Harry's 18.
He's the right height.
Just turned it. Just turned it.
18, dude. If you were 18, I'd be terrified of you.
I'm the same size I was when I was 18.
I believe 100%.
But I bet you look a lot stronger now than you did at 18.
Maybe.
Anyway, he's the right age. He's the right height.
Yep.
He's a huge Batman fan. He loves Batman. And he's been in the comic stuff. Like he's done The Boys. He was Soldier Boy in The Boys.
There could be a lot worse than him.
Sure.
I could say that. And so I'm not like viscerally like absolutely not.
Yeah.
But what I would say is it's going to be hard to get past some of his other acting stuff. However, the same could have been said.
Supernatural.
Yeah, Supernatural, Soldier Boy.
From
the same could have been said about Christian Bale with American Psycho.
And Newsies.
True.
And Newsies. Sweet Lord.
Look
Holy
at me.
cow.
I'm the king of New York.
How did that man...
I love that movie.
But he's an orphan.
How did that man become Batman?
Listen, how did Michael Keaton become Batman? Like most Batman.
How did Michael Caine become Alfred? He was born for that role.
He was.
That man was.
He's already
groomed
Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Well, and Jensen.
He's been method acting that role for his entire career.
Yeah, his existence.
So Jensen Ackles also in Batman The Long Halloween, he played Batman. He was Batman the voice for Batman The Long Halloween. So he's been Batman. So like that's cool. He was also, let's see, Legion of Superheroes.
I want to hear his voice though.
Yeah, Legion of Superheroes, the
it's
animated
actually
film.
pretty deep.
Legion of Superheroes.
If I pulled up a YouTube clip of that on YouTube
we'd have to
play
cut
it
it
here.
out.
Yeah, don't do it.
We'll play it. We'll play it afterward. We'll listen to it after. But so
Stupid.
Legion of Superheroes, the animated film in 2023, he was also Batman. He also played.
This guy's really pulling to be Batman.
Yeah,
he's been working for it.
Batman.
Give him the ring.
Listen, Batman under
Let
the
him go.
Batman under the Red Hood. He was Jason Todd.
Really?
He was Jason Todd in Batman under the Red Hood.
Some Jason Todd.
Yeah. So he's been in it. I mean, he was also in the Smallville show.
Cast as Jason Todd.
He was in 22 episodes.
Harry
Jason
Chapin.
Teague in Smallville. So he's been in DC stuff.
I was in the Batman movie.
Got the right build for it, sir.
Yeah.
Gosh.
This guy.
Jason Todd.
Jason Todd. Now, Jason Todd's smaller. I guess he gets bigger when he's Red Hood.
Tim Drake's is small.
He gets big
bigger.
when he
Well,
gets Red
Damien's
Hood.
When he becomes Red Hood, yeah.
Yeah, Damien. Well, but Damien is he's the youngest.
Yeah, just because he's 4 years old.
He's like 12.
He's 10.
10. That was close.
I know. It's
10.
it's called an over-exaggeration.
I don't like that.
They do call him like a 4-year-old in every comic.
Yeah,
all the other three of them, they're just like, you're a child.
Nothing would ever go over my head. I would catch it.
Fast. I would catch it.
Too fast.
My reflexes are too good. So I think we'd all be kind of, oh my word.
Go for it. See what happens. See, I didn't even flinch.
Yeah, that's why.
Check the tape.
That's why that's
Check
going
the
to, I'm going to put it up here. I hope you flinched.
I didn't flinch at all.
That way that's going to go into your eye, and I'm going to be safe because I moved back.
And I would sit there and take it.
So I think we'd all be happy with him as Batman.
I wouldn't say happy. I
wouldn't be an outrage.
I think I would be happier.
I wouldn't be an outrage.
I think I'd be happier than I was when I first heard Christian Bale was Batman.
I don't think I can be happy about anything in DC whatsoever for right now.
That's true. That's true. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So they could be like, we're going to...
I'm more comfortable now than when I was with Robert Pattinson being Batman in the beginning.
Yes.
That is true. I will give you that.
That's true.
That's 100%.
Honestly, Robert Pattinson wasn't what made that movie good.
No, but he wasn't bad.
And that's what's important.
But he wasn't bad. He
really good
embodied
point.
the detective well.
Yeah.
They built the thing that Batman did well was it did what Tim Burton tried to do, and I don't think Tim Burton 100% succeeded, but it made Gotham a living part of the movie. Like it was its own being.
Okay.
And so the city of Gotham in the Batman was just as important.
But Burton did what he does normally and made it too Burton-y.
Sure, but Tim Burton is, I believe
There's no better adjective for that.
Burton-y.
I believe Tim Burton is on record in interviews saying that he wanted to make, the reason why he built Gotham as like a set and not using a regular city was that he wanted to make Gotham its own character in the movie. And that's very comic accurate, where Gotham is like a living, breathing organism to Batman. And the Batman did that the best. I mean, the city itself screamed the mood.
You know what they did? They did it without a set.
Right.
Yeah.
They did it.
They just filmed
with the city.
Right.
They filmed Philadelphia.
Or Chicago. They used Chicago
or
for
Detroit.
They used Chicago for Dark Knight, didn't they? It wasn't Chicago.
And some in Pittsburgh.
Yes, Chicago was Dark Knight.
Yeah. All right. Well,
one of them was Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh was Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. That's where they used, and especially they pulled like Hines Ward.
Yeah.
Was him.
Right.
Like the football team
the
was
football
based
stadium.
off the Steelers.
The Gotham Knights.
The Gotham Knights.
They were black and yellow.
Yeah.
Black
and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
I was going to do that, but then I didn't. But you did it. So
had to be done.
At least somebody
I let
did it.
one go in the last episode where we talked about somebody being blue, and I wanted to be like, I'm blue, abba-dee, abba-die, abba-dee, abba-die, abba-dee, abba-die. But I didn't do it.
Good. Well, I'm glad you saved it for this one.
Which makes no sense here.
No, it doesn't, but it's wonderful.
Yes.
All right, so I'm just going to throw out a bunch of comic stuff that's coming out this year, and pick one to talk about.
You want like our immediate reaction to them?
Sure, let's do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right now?
All right, yeah, why not? Ahsoka. Oh, my word.
Got him.
I was confused.
Got him, didn't flinch.
Ahsoka. I had a heart attack.
I'm looking forward to Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Ahsoka.
Ray Stevenson, his last performance.
Yeah, that's
really.
Yes,
it's super sad,
really
but I'm super excited to see like what he is. I hope he's not important. Like I hope
in a negative.
Is it bad that you hope he's not really good?
Well, I hope. Here's what I hope.
I hope it's a good performance for a character that isn't a long-term character.
Right. I hope he dies in the show in a good way, and it's like a big. His
he's good in almost everything he does.
He's freaking amazing.
I love Ray Stevenson. Yeah, it's really disappoorning.
We're really excited to see his last performance, and I hope they end his character well. And it's not like they have to figure out how.
Don't remember.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But looking forward to Ahsoka.
Regardless,
excited for Ahsoka.
Yeah,
irregardlessly.
Yeah.
Excited to see irregardlessly.
Irregardlessly.
Excited to see the tie-ins to Rebels.
Yes,
I want to see some more time. I want to see some Ezra.
Because wasn't there like somebody said out there that it's like been confirmed Ahsoka's like Rebels season 6 or something like that?
Yeah, well, it starts pretty much, or at least they have the end scene of Rebels in this show.
Wow.
Like, where she goes to Sabine Wren at the mural that she paints at the end of Rebels, and like they meet up there and everything.
Interesting. So, okay.
Yeah, which I'm cool with. Rebels started really slow and ended up really awesome. So hopefully this picks up and it's just great. I mean, we got all the people in there. You know, we've got Hera and Chopper and Sabine. Chopper, get to the chopper now. It's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. Secret Invasion is out right now. It's in the process. We're gonna do either a mid-series and a end-of-series like overall review, or maybe just an all overall. It's only 6 episodes. We're not sure how we're gonna run that. We will talk about it. First episode's out. We're not gonna say any spoilers here.
No, not right now.
Not all of us have seen the first episode. It just came out. This guy over here. Are we excited for it? Are we about it? What do you think?
I'm lukewarm on it.
Lukewarm?
Yeah, I'm not like super excited for it just because I haven't, I've read a couple things on it. I haven't heard great things from critics. It's not that we always believe the critics, But I don't know. I don't know what type of story we're really trying to build here anymore.
I'm not sure either.
I don't know where Marvel's even going anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what story they're even trying to tell with this anymore. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm lukewarm.
Yeah. I'm okay. What do you think? Are you excited about it? What do you think? Is what it is.
Can we talk about?
We're not going to say anything about the
not
first
anything
episode.
about, but like, can I just say my opinion?
Yeah.
I think that.
No, you're not allowed to say that.
Okay.
Go on.
Cut off.
That's my job.
Yeah, I was going to say, how does he cut himself off?
Yeah. I'm interested in the show just because
you will pull back a stub.
I'm interested in it because it's something that's completely different than what any other.
It is very different.
Marvel show has been. So, and honestly, you could see this from the previews and the 5-minute thing. If you know, actually were a fan, looked at that, but it kind of gave me like a Jason Bourne esque like
Agreed.
kind of
it's a
thing, but also with then
comparison.
aliens because it's Skrull.
So Jason Bourne with aliens.
Yeah.
I'm Matt Damon.
He better not be in it.
The Skrull just takes over Matt Damon. Matt Damon's
what?
never been Matt Damon. He's just been a Skrull this whole time.
Yep. That would make sense.
That would be funny.
So like a Bourne.
Like Thor. Yeah. So like honestly, I'm not like excited about it, but I'm like, it's got my attention.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's the first Disney Plus Marvel show of the new phase, and I'm a big Sam Jackson fan. I'm a big Ben Mendelsohn fan. Colby Smulders, she's fantastic. Maria Hill is great. So it's cool to see them all back together. Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones is in it. They've already released, this isn't a spoiler, they've already released that she's Talos's daughter. So like that's kind of cool. Because last time we saw Talos's daughter was in Captain Marvel and she was like 8. Yeah. And this is, like 30 years later or whatever. So like that's cool. I'm excited to see her because she's a great actress. I want to see what she does. And the guy, I can't remember the dude's name, the guy who plays the bad guy, like they've already kind of revealed who the bad guy is in the trailers and stuff. But
Gravik.
Yeah, Gravik. He apparently went like super method and like really into the part
method
of the villain of like
That's what I was gonna say. Like some of these things that people go method on.
I'm a method actor of playing an animated dog.
I think it's more of the idea of like subversive, like.
That would be great.
That's perfect. It's more like the idea of like a subversive agent of chaos kind of a thing, like trying to look at world leaders because his character is kind of based on like disruptive terrorist group world leaders, and I think he was kind of like looking into that. So he's taking it seriously.
It was kind of funny. I saw an interview. Yeah, who it was for? Maybe it was comicbook.com, but whatever. They were asking like questions from the lady that's just starting out in Marvel. She's the lady in the red dress. Called her like Isla or something like that.
No idea.
She's in the episode. The one he goes and visits.
The leader of MI6, the one that's like the one that Fury goes to visit.
Yeah,
she's the leader of MI6. She's the one who's running the British operatives.
Anyway, that lady and Sam Jackson, and he's like, how do you feel like Sam, but also like how do you feel being around like Sam Jackson? Did he give you any pointers? Like did he help you like figure out where this is going? And Sam Jackson's like, I don't know where any of this is going. He's like, they don't tell me anything. She knows as much as I do half of the amount of time.
Well, and that's something that Marvel's That's something that Marvel's known for though. Like they'll give like section of scripts to people and they don't really know what's happening.
I know, but it's gotten more and more tight-lipped because of Tom Holland and the effect.
But of all the people,
and Mark Ruffalo and like
all the people, Sam Jackson, the person that's been through this almost the whole entire time, probably RDJ had the longest run.
He's in his mid-70s. He's in his mid-70s though, man.
Yep.
And he's got nothing to lose. He's Sam Jackson. They're not going to fire him.
Nope.
I don't know.
Anyway,
if somebody like is gonna let something go because they just feel like it, it's Sam Jackson, man. Let's be honest, he doesn't give a rip.
He's a maverick.
He's older and he's been invested in so long. He's a maverick, exactly right. And what is Maverick gonna do? He's gonna do whatever he wants.
Does whatever he wants.
That's why I wouldn't give Sam Jackson nothing.
And I'd be happy if he spilled something.
Yep.
Did you know I know you probably heard this, but the title cards and everything are
it's all AI
generated.
Yeah, so the entire intro.
I did hear about that.
It's very weird.
It's all AI. When I saw it, I was like, that's really odd. It looks kind of cool. That's really odd. Did you hear their defense with it? Because they're getting heat for it. So they're getting heat for it because
I know like the public's not happy about it,
right? And that's what they're getting heat from is that people are like, oh, AI art is the worst, just taking jobs from real artists and whatever. And I'm not going to get into the
somebody's got to type the words in, right?
So yeah, and they refined it too.
Well done. It was a typer person.
Well, so what they did was it was a text prompt like most AI art generators are, but then they also went in and kind of worked on it in post and made sure it was what they wanted. So there were still artists that worked on it, and that's a different argument. But the reason, actually, I think the defense was actually kind of cool.
Can I say what I think it
was?
What
do you think it is? Yeah.
They say because the scroll themselves are like shapeshifters, so they have to use like their own whatever intelligence to try to create something that they don't know what it is.
Yeah, kind of. So the director was like, the reason why we used AI was because the entire show you're trying to think, who did this? Who is this? Is this by a human or is it by another being? Is it by whatever? And so it's like, is this a human artist or is it a robot artist, a computer artist? So they wanted to kind of like
same concept for the actual plot of the show.
And so I was like, all right, I respect that idea. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I know that there's lawsuits and stuff going on about like.
Well, people are just stupid and don't, realize that Skynet's pretty much a real thing. So
Skynet's real. Terminator 300 is coming out like next year. It's a toaster.
Like the people that are like a little bit older than you guys, but that grew up with like Terminator, and they're like, "Hey, those movies are great." Like, oh, that's scary. Those are scary movies. Think about there's a future to that. They're the people that are like
the future
creating this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I bet you we can make this. Let's make
What are you doing?
Well, they're probably thinking the same thing that the people in Skynet thought, which is like, this is kind of cool, and if anything goes wrong...
This will advance humankind.
Well, no, if they're like, if anything goes wrong, we'll be dead by the time it does anyway.
Or they're like, we'll just unplug it. Yeah, because,
That always works.
Then they run on human batteries.
Put a power cycle. Did you turn it off and turn it back on again?
Dude,
no.
The issue is always going to be the electric eels are always going to be there.
They're always going to be around.
Electric eels.
You can't get rid of the eels.
All right, we're gonna
rely on them too much.
Get this one out of the way because I know it's gonna make you guys both upset, and we'll just do a real quick. Don't fly off the handle. We got other stuff to talk about. Blue Beetle and Aquaman are coming out this year.
Suck. Whatever. Move on.
Done. Suck. Whatever. Move on. Anything else, or you just concur? Concur. Yeah, me too. All right, so that's DC's slate. We don't really care.
And that they pretty much they announced that 100% that
it's the end of that.
They're not doing Batman Beyond.
Oh yeah,
that's a little bit old, but.
Yeah,
still,
no Batman Beyond.
Are you just trying?
Salt,
yeah. Are we just
rubbing salt?
Here, just
why?
Let me see your
scab,
the wound of your heart. Let me rub salt in it.
Sweet Lord, I need fuel. I just calmed down.
Give me fuel. Give me fire. Give me that.
All right. Well, we'll move on. We'll move on. Here, we'll make you happy. You ready? Dune 2 is coming out this year.
Yes.
Dune 2 is coming out this year. We're really excited. Gonna back up.
It looks good.
You're allowed to have opinions. But they're wrong.
Fade Rafa is gonna be played by.
Is that this summer?
No, it's December.
It's now in the winter.
Yeah, right.
He got pushed. He's being played by Elvis
Presley.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I don't remember that dude's real name.
Austin
Powers, Butter or something.
Probably Austin Powers. I think it's closer to Austin Powers.
Probably.
Yeah.
And Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken's coming.
That one is the one I'm like.
Is he the Emperor?
So yeah, he's the Emperor. Shot him.
I
was serious about that.
He's actually Christopher Walken is actually playing the Emperor.
What?
Yes, yeah. However,
he's gonna channel Batman Returns.
However, I've been doing. Here's a big surprise. I've been doing a lot of reading on Dune.
You've never read that series?
Oh my gosh, there's so many books, and
Such
I've been
a
reading
novice.
all.
It's just overwhelming.
It is overwhelming.
I've read them like 3 times.
Yeah, I have.
You're on your third or your second?
The original 8. I've read 3 times.
Gross.
And so, the prequels, which I'm on the prequel series, that's right before. Dune takes place, so it's about a year before Dune takes place.
Okay.
I actually can visualize if he's able to act his way out of a paper bag. Like I can actually visualize him. I know, but then there's also all that sits in my mind is when he played Captain Hook on the TV play.
Yes,
Peter Pan, and they had to continually feed him lines because he forgot all of them. And you're just like, this is awful.
My question is, why do we need this sand?
Yeah. So
what's with all the spices? Now I'm Jerry Seinfeld. What's with all the spice?
So
Jerry Seinfeld as Kang.
I have a big question mark on Christopher Walken, but I visually if you look at him and they put him in the right, which the wardrobe and the makeup and everything for Doom looks phenomenal.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
so there's I have no doubt they can make him look like the Emperor. It's just, will he be able to act that way? Now, talk about a director I have a lot of trust in. Denis Villeneuve is he's the one, man.
Florence Poe, from Black Widow. And she's Princess Irulan.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. That's cool.
It's really interesting.
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
I think she'll be a good. We get to see more Zendaya too. She's gonna be cool, and more Antonio
Zendaya
Banderas.
Actually, will now, instead of basically existing for the majority of the film in visions, and
she'll
dreams,
be in real
he'll
time.
be other than just the end of the movie. I actually just rewatched
the
Dune
first
Part 1.
It's on. What's it on? Hulu. I think it's on Hulu.
I bought that.
Yeah.
I bought that right away. But Carly and I nerded out with her. I went full scale deep into everything.
I think my biggest concern actually isn't Christopher Walken.
What is?
It's Timothée Chalamet being able to do the breadth of Paul. Like
I'm
a little concerned about that.
He was phenomenal in the first one.
He was really good, but because they're not like
you have a crappy version of the first Dune book.
No,
I'll give you mine.
I have my very expensive version of the first one.
I just have the regular. I have a hardback, but it's not like I'll give it to you.
Did you ever finish it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I read I'm waiting to read. I was waiting to read the second one until Jamie read the first one, but it's just with all stuff in life we haven't gotten around to.
Yeah.
Because it's such a deep book. Like she doesn't want to she wants to take it seriously, but we just haven't had time.
Dune builds on itself. So the first part lays so much groundwork and foundation. You have to be willing to read through that to then have it build upon everything that you've now just learned from the first part.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be good. I'm excited for it. All right. The Marvels is also coming out this year.
Garbage.
I'm tired of Marvel.
Yeah, I hear you.
The Marvels or Marvel?
I'm tired of superhero
stuff.
I'm tired of them lingering on the washed up Avengers that were garbage when they were in the Avenger movies.
Yeah.
And then now seeing I don't know, Photon is
I liked her in WandaVision.
She's the only one I'm interested in.
Yeah. I'm hoping, here's my hope, and it's probably not founded, but I'm hoping that, because I think we would all somewhat agree anyway, that Brie Larson is a fine actress. I just wish they would write her well. And so hopefully hopefully they'll write her well in this.
They backed her into a corner. They've backed her into a corner.
They put her in a box.
Yeah. It's not just that.
Yeah.
She has displayed that she is now too powerful as a character. And so
what threat is going to be a threat to her?
Right.
Yeah. Because she's going against a Kree in this one. It looks like it's some descendant of it's an accuser. They've got a hammer and stuff. But the thought is, why does she need Photon and Miss Marvel to fight?
It's not why. I think the reality is they're going to use the problem that they have of switching places to be a way to weaken her now.
Yeah, maybe.
And to make it be an actual threat, which is stupid. Yeah. But I mean, it just doesn't make any sense.
It's better, I guess, than keeping her OP.
Well, and I mean, the thing that goes along with it is they really need to set up for. Well,
we got a time limit here.
Yeah, I know.
Let's keep moving.
They need to do the real thing, which would be Civil War 2, but they can't, so it's not going to matter anyways.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my best thing is that they just, I feel like, is that they kind of get rid of...
Killer?
Yeah, exactly right. No, get rid of Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. Get rid of Brie Larson's Captain Marvel and let Teyonah Parris come in and just fill the spot as Photon, because she could be great.
Just kill them all.
Well, but she could have a connection to the mutants and everything. To the X-Men
really,
stuff.
really,
honestly,
really good if they
kill all the real superheroes and just keep the ground level people. That's all people are interested in.
Yeah, I can't wait for Captain America, Brave New World.
Yeah, that's going to be real good.
That's going to be super fun because I just want to see more of them. I want to see more Bucky. I want to see more. I can't wait for Thunderbolts because it's all the ground level people and
Thunderbolts
Daredevil.
is going to be interesting.
Thunderbolts going to be great because freaking Harrison Ford is coming in as the Red Hulk, man.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be
it's going to be so much fun.
So cool.
Yeah,
if he stays alive that long.
All right, last thing. Last thing. Well, no, they're filming right now. They're filming right now. So he's only got a few more months to stay alive, and then
he's an old man.
He is super old.
He just keeps on taking on roles.
Last thing, and hopefully this actually does get released this year. It's been postponed, but hopefully it does. And it's a little bit off brand, but we're gonna play it. So hopefully, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. It's supposed to be
the video game, yeah.
4-player co-op story.
We've been waiting forever for that to come out.
Well, Kevin Conroy's last time as Batman.
I know, but
I mean,
we're
going to play it when it comes out. We're going to live stream it. We're going to get the four of us to play it. Get
the first time we talked about this was at Fandom.
100%. Well,
this is ridiculous.
But I'd rather them not rush it. I'd rather them not rush it.
Because they rushed Gotham Knights, and that was atrocious.
Right. This is much more like the Arkham games. It's made by the same creators.
Yes.
Right, it's much more like the Arkham games.
But is 4-player co-op going to be...
It's the whole story.
Okay.
Not because Gotham Knights talked about 4-player co-op, but it's just the arena mode. So this is the full story.
Okay.
You can toggle in whomever you want, whenever you want.
Don't tease
through
me.
the story. And it's set directly in the Arkham universe with Kevin Conroy.
Wow.
Batman.
See, and that's the thing.
Let's do it.
I've always really loved any sort of really good co-op storylines. One of my favorite co-op storylines is Gears of War.
Yeah,
Gears of War is one of the best.
Did you play Army of Two? Army of Two is
a little bit, yeah, but not as much. But if you do a really good co-op storyline, especially a 4-person, like you have like. I think Left 4 Dead is like the only one.
There's not many that are 4-player story mode co-ops.
Yeah, I guess you could count that as a story mode. 4-person story mode.
4-person for a full story mode? There's not many, man.
So Left 4 Dead may be like the only one that's possibly similar to that.
Great. Be super good.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
4 players, 1 system, 1 disc. 4 players, 4 systems.
No, I think
everything's going to be online.
I think it's online. Well, and
you have to have 4 systems.
The other thing is that
miss the days of
miss
the days of Halo, man.
The other thing is that from what I've read is that you can play 4-player or 3 or 2 or 1 whenever you want in the same campaign. So like you can drop people out. And like, so if I wanted to just play
it's never as fun. It's never as fun.
Well, but you just get with a team that's going to make sure they play together. But if you get everybody together and one person can't make it, you're not, and you're just like, well, let's play 3 instead of 4 this time.
I know, but it's just that then that 4th person's like, what the heck just happened?
Well, but you communicate, be a good friend.
How are we here?
Be a good friend, communicate, and be like, hey man, we're going to play this chapter without you.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. But at least the option's there.
Fair. Fair.
Because it's tough to get 4 people together every time you want to play a co-op game.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But
Nazi zombies.
It's tough. Gloomhaven.
It's tough. But that's Gloomhaven one place. Nazi zombies is a little bit easier because it's
Gloomhaven's
all
coming to
online.
Xbox.
I know.
Very soon. September, right before my birthday.
And apparently they're going to do like sequences.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's what I read was they will do battle sequences.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Which will be interesting.
All right. Well, that's a lot of comic news. There's more out there. If you have some good comic news stories, drop it in the comments down below. We'd love to hear about it. We'll talk to you in the comments. We'll talk back and forth. So drop it down there and we'll talk about it. We'll see you guys next time on the Legion of Comic Correction.